that's what we learned a lot from the Teal Organization book, is that we had a consent model before only, but by growing, sometimes to have 250 people in the same room deciding, and having everybody involved, so that it's not what sometimes was called, okay, consent by gunpoint, okay, can we have your consent now? And what we learned from Teal Organization is that we actually already did, but more implicitly, have the advice model. So now we have the consent advice model. So sometimes it's clear that we have to have consent, for instance, making a big promise to a customer, like you will have this project finished for that amount of money in that time, you really need consent. But if you would like, for instance, in this training, we could have gone to the different stakeholders or groups or circles, how we call them, and say, okay, we're thinking about organizing this training. What's your advice on this? And it's our responsibility then actually go to these people and ask them. We could still say, no, thank you, we're not going to do anything with your advice, and we will have to live with the consequences. So that's what we introduced lately because in this very fast IT world, consent sometimes is just taking too much time. And you have to be able to make speedy, or not speedy, but rapid decisions.
So, I was really curious about what system for decision making you are using. I myself am a big fan of holacracy. That's not what you are using, is it?
No, consent, as far as I know, is from holacracy.
It's family, yeah, it's related, yeah. So, but then of course it's very important who you include in the consent. It doesn't always have to be everyone, right?
No, but we had it sort of, because we started as a small company, it sort of evolved, and that was how we took big decisions. We were all in the auditorium, we sat there together and said, okay, are we going to do this? And we were 30, that was okay, 60 was okay, 90 was okay, 150 was okay, wow. But then suddenly it started, it wasn't because people were at the customer sites, or they were not there and they didn't feel included, so it sort of started to not really work as it used to work. So we had to adapt because we grew. So and after a while, and doing research with a circle, the OD, the organizational development team, you could say, in the end we came up with the consent advice.
So how does it work? So for example, this training, it came from you, and can I say that you're kind of staff?
Well, whatever you want to call it. That's sometimes for the outside world it helps. But anybody can start anything here. For me, it's like, do you get other people energized for it as well? And if you go.
But you came with a plan for other people, not for yourself, but for other people. And then you ask advice.
No, we sort of forgot. That's the big learning.
You should have asked advice.
We should have asked.
But then still, you can come. They can give you negative advice. You can still do it, but then they will have to execute it, right?
You can't walk away from the responsibility if you think you have a solution for something.
Or if you think you see the problem and you have someone else who is better to execute the solution, that's fine as well. I think will get more important to realize who should solve a certain problem as we grow.
And do you work with roles and accountabilities?
Yes, we do.
So does it also help that for the speediness, like you were saying, that the person who has the accountability can just act?
That is, but since we are a fixed price company from our DNA, that's something it was everybody's responsibility always. So we are trying to get more in sync about what are you accountable for as a person, as a team member, or as a team and as a company. So the transparency coming with that's actually what we've been working on a lot. And that actually also helps people to know, okay, that person is responsible and accountable for that, instead of we all are all the time.
Yeah, my experience is that when everyone is accountable for everything, then nobody is accountable.
Yeah, and here it means everybody is. So everybody's working like mad on it.
Sometimes on the same things.
It's not always the most
efficient. So okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're really coming from the other way.
Yeah, but I think maybe that's also because when we start, if you start as a small company, it makes sense that everybody's responsible for everything.
And everyone also back then still knew what everyone else was doing, so it was easy to see, oh, this is someone else's account. That's what that person is doing at the moment. That's how I can fill in and step up to my accountabilities. that's not always as easy to see now. So we're working on making that a bit more explicit.
And that is actually one of the reasons we asked you to join, is because we want research on how we should adapt and how we adapt and when were the best DNA adaptations we did and what were the fundamentals of that and can we reuse that.